Ma'am, why is the group chat hearing stuff your husband should only hear in the kitchen?
Why?
Every time Ayesha Curry speaks on marriage, attention, identity, boom, Steph gotta play defense off the court. I'm not mad at feelings. I'm mad at the microphone. You can love your man and still disrespect him publicly. That's the part folks don't want to say. And if this keeps up, write it down. 10 more years, maybe less. We're watching a fresh rerun of Will and Jada, season 2. Let's talk oversharing, double standards, and why I want my own thing ain't the same as building your own thing. Buckle up, this one gon' sting. So apparently, Ayesha Curry woke up one morning and said, you know what? Let me tell the world I never even wanted this life. She gets on this podcast talking about she ain't want to get married. She ain't want to have kids. She just wanted to be a career girl. Independent, boss babe, no wedding dress, no baby bump, none of that. But then boom, she meets Steph Curry at 19. And next thing you know, she's married with 4 kids and therapy sessions about how she lost herself. Now, I ain't gonna act like that ain't real. Everybody got moments where life flipped faster than expected. But why we hearing this on camera though?
Why?
Did you talk to Steph about it? Or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself.
We already know that.
So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. He tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of it's effing stupid. It's not true, so why are you? And I'm like, but wait, listen to how it makes me feel.
And see, this ain't the first time she been talking wild. Remember back in 2019 when she said she don't get male attention?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Ma'am, you married to Steph Curry, one of the cleanest dudes in sports. Why you even checking the scoreboard for random dudes looking at you?
This sounds weird, but male attention. And so then I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
Yes, of course.
Because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that someone's looking.
That's the clip that made people stop looking at her like Steph's wife and start looking like,
You're showing me how unserious you are.
oh nah, she wants a little validation buffet. And now it's resurfacing again. Probably because Killer Mike says something, Steph replied, and the algorithm dragged her name back into the spotlight. But the truth is, this been brewing. She keeps talking like someone who don't know if she's grateful, confused, or just bored. And that's dangerous when your husband's an image-based brand. So yeah, she's talking about I didn't want kids, I didn't want marriage, I just wanted to chase my goals. And people are like, what goals though?
What is your goal?
Folks online said she talking like she had Michelle Obama potential. Girl, you was a failed actress and a part-time chef.
Emotional damage.
That's harsh, but the internet don't care about your intentions. It just clips you out of context and makes you a meme. And that's why this moment matters. It's not about what she meant, it's about what she represents. The blurred line between authentic and oversharing. Because every time she opens up publicly, she chips away at the Curry image just a little more. And bruh, give it time. 10 more years, maybe less, and we might be looking at another Will and Jada situation unfold right before our eyes.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Let's talk about why that mic should have stayed on mute. See, the crazy thing is, what Ayesha said ain't evil, it's human. Every woman, every man hits that wall where life didn't turn out how they pictured it. You wake up one day like, yo, who even am I outside of this family, this job, this image? That's real. But the problem is, she keeps saying this stuff on camera. Like, bruh, not every thought gotta hit the Wi-Fi. You don't need to turn your therapy notes into podcast clips. You could have just called your mom, journaled, cried in your car, something. But nah, nowadays everybody think transparency equals truth. And that's the biggest scam of social media. Cause oversharing ain't healing, it's content. And content don't care about your peace, it cares about your views. The second that camera light goes red, your emotions become property. They belong to the internet now. They get edited, remixed, clipped into memes, half the time without the context. And that's the part I don't get. Steph got an entire brand built on discipline, image, consistency, Nike checks, Bible verses on his shoes, family man label. Meanwhile, she's out here turning couples therapy into public commentary. This man gotta watch highlight reels of himself and low light reels of his wife's interviews. Bruh can't even escape it in post-game pressers. So yeah, Ayesha's feelings are valid, but her timing, her platform choice, that's the part that's reckless. Not everything you feel gotta be recorded. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do,
Shut up.
Fine.
and let's not forget the ones who didn't ask for any of this, the kids. See, we in an age where digital footprints don't fade, they fossilize. 20 years from now, her daughter gonna Google her mom's name, and that clip gonna pop up. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to have kids. Even if she meant it in a different way, that sentence gonna hit like a punch. So I was the part of what you didn't want? Some of us grew up with moms who struggled, but they never made us feel like a mistake. They might have been tired, stressed, broken, but you'd never catch them saying, I didn't want this life, on a mic for clicks. And she talking about therapy. Cool, do that. But therapy don't delete YouTube. Therapy don't delete Reddit threads. Once it's out there, it's forever. And the wild part, kids today find everything, even the stuff we think they won't. So imagine you in high school and your classmates pull up that old podcast where your mom says she lost herself the day she had you. That's the kind of thing that stick with you. That's emotional shrapnel. And I don't think she realizes how deep that cut can go. You can talk about your pain, but you gotta protect your babies while you do it. You can heal without wounding them. That's the line she keeps stepping over and over again. Now let's talk about Steph. The man literally changed basketball. Every kid wanna shoot like him. He don't curse, don't cheat, don't even show frustration on the court. A walking role model. But when his wife starts speaking like this, it puts him in a corner. He can't check her publicly, cause then he looks controlling. He can't ignore her, cause then he looks weak. So we just gotta smile through it. The definition of happy wife, stressed life. And bro, the internet don't help, cause every time she drops a quote, Twitter becomes ESPN for marriage stats. Steph Curry's wife said, Steph Curry's wife feels, bruh can't even take a jumper without people wondering what she said this week. You know how focused you gotta be Steph? To train, to lead, to carry that image year after year. And meanwhile, every other month you gotta patch up a headline your own spouse created. That's draining. Even if he never says it, that silence got weight. You can love somebody with your whole heart and still be tired. And I ain't saying she mean to hurt him, but bruh, back when she said she wanted attention from other men, his 3-point percentage did dip that week. That man missed more shots than usual. Coincidence? I doubt it. It's like Will and Jada all over again. That slow burn where one person keeps talking and the other one keeps protecting until one day they both just empty. Steph ain't never gonna say it, but you can see it in his eyes sometimes. That I love you, but please stop giving them ammo kind of stare. And that's what makes this story sadder than funny. Cause it ain't just about Ayesha oversharing. It's about a man holding a family together while the world pokes at it. Alright now, here's where it gets tricky. Cause when a man says something wild, oh, it's game over. Let Steph Curry hop on the podcast tomorrow talking about I don't get attention from women no more. Bruh, they'd burn his jerseys by noon.
Today your ass is gonna die, bitch. Say goodnight, motherfucker.
ESPN would run it like breaking news. Think pieces, reaction videos, hashtags. He'd be labeled emotionally unavailable, misogynist, midlife crisis in real time. They drag that man from Twitter to TikTok. But when Ayesha says it, suddenly it's relatable. It's so refreshing to hear her honesty. It's empowering to admit she wants attention.
Fuck you, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Back the fuck up. I knock the fuck out you. Damn, man. Hey.
Nah, stop that. That ain't empowerment. That's confusion. I get it though. Society baby-proofed female accountability. When a woman overshares, it's vulnerability. When a man overshares, it's weakness. Double standards been on steroids lately. Now imagine you, Steph, the man who's never said a bad word about anybody, but your wife can hop on any mic, say anything, and you just gotta smile like it's fine. That's wild. You better believe if roles were reversed, this would have been a scandal, not a conversation. And maybe that's the biggest issue here. The media always reward chaos when it comes from women and punishment when it comes from men. But either way, it breaks the family. Because every time somebody picks a side, the marriage loses ground in the middle. At some point, equality gotta mean equal accountability too. You can't keep saying men need to do better while excusing the same behavior from women who just happen to smile while doing it. Now, here's where I get confused, because if Ayesha's really trying to find her identity, she got more opportunities than 99% of women on this planet.
Exactly.
She had a show on Food Network. She had a cookbook, brand deals, sponsors, chefs want to collab. Even Steph says she can explore anything she wants. You can literally wake up and create anything, and she's still talking like she's stuck. Girl, you ain't stuck. You just bored. And boredom is dangerous when you rich, married, and online.
Yes, very sad.
There's people working 12-hour shifts right now wishing they could find themselves with a personal assistant and a nanny on standby. Meanwhile, Ayesha's stressing about fulfillment like she ain't had a decade of chances to build something real. And that's the thing. She keeps saying she wants her own thing, but we ain't seen her actually do her own thing. Everything been handed on a golden platter. The platform's there, the followers are there, the brand's there. She could have built a full-on lifestyle empire by now, but nah, she want to play podcast philosopher instead. Talking about my goals disappeared. Nah, your focus disappeared.
I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right.
See, it's one thing to sacrifice your dreams. It's another to waste your chances. And that's where people lose empathy. Because there's millions of women out here raising kids alone, clocking in, paying bills, still dreaming on fumes. And they look at Ayesha like, wait, you got nannies, freedom, money, love, and you still complaining?
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
That's not relatable. That's tone deaf. If you really feel empty, build. Create something bigger than yourself. But don't turn confusion into content and call it finding your voice. That's not finding yourself. That's chasing applause. Now let's keep it real. Ayesha loves Steph. I believe that. But love without respect, that's just noise. You can love somebody and still humiliate them publicly.
Oh, all right, Ayesha. I think it's time for a drink. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Yes, we get to drink. Marcel?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You can love somebody and still chip away at their peace. That's the part most folks miss. See, people keep saying she's just being honest. Nah, she's being careless. Honesty without respect is just gossip. You ever notice how Steph never talks about her flaws? Never cracks a joke at her expense? Never drops subliminals? That's respect. That's restraint. That's a man protecting his woman even when she wildin' out. But she don't protect him the same way. Every time she gets a mic, it's open season. I didn't want kids. I feel unseen. I'm always in therapy. Ma'am, how many times you gonna bleed publicly before you realize your husband's the one cleaning it up after? Respect means guarding what's sacred. And marriage, especially in the public eye, is sacred. Not fragile, not fake. Sacred. But you got people treating marriage like a TED Talk. Welcome to my trauma journey, brought to you by Spotify.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Love is the emotion. Respect is the structure. Without both, everything collapses. And I swear, if they don't learn that soon, we gonna be right back here in a few years, watching Steph play the role of Will Smith, and Ayesha sitting next to him saying, I needed to speak my truth. That's not a truth. It's a tragedy in progress. See, this is where Ayesha's story starts hitting nerves. Because when you line her up next to other women in similar shoes, you start seeing how much discipline really matters. Look at Savannah James. Quiet, graceful, focused. You barely even hear her speak, but when she does, it's powerful. It's measured. She supports Braun without drowning in his spotlight. That's not silence. That's strategy. Then there's Michelle Obama. Now, Michelle caught some flack back in the day, sure. She gave us those healthy lunches nobody wanted. We all still traumatized by them dry sandwiches and fruit cups. But outside of that, she carried herself like a fortress. Michelle had her own career, her own power, her own mind, and yet she understood the balance. She could share her truth without blowing up Barack's image. She knew what to say and what to leave unsaid. That's what partnership looks like when you play the long game. Meanwhile, Ayesha treating interviews like open mic night for oversharing. Every few years, it's another I felt lost. I didn't want kids. I need attention.
None of it's true. None of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie.
Like, bruh, this ain't therapy, it's PR suicide. People love to say strong couples communicate, yeah, but smart couples curate. They know which conversations belong in the kitchen and which belong on camera. So when you look at Michelle, Savannah, even Coretta back in the day, these women knew the assignment. Hold the home down while your man fights outside it. That don't make you submissive, it makes you strategic. A queen don't always talk. Sometimes she just moves pieces. But Ayesha, she talking like a queen that forgot she already had the throne. Now, here's the part nobody want to admit out loud. Give it 10 years, maybe less, and we gonna have another Will and Jada. Cause this is exactly how it starts. First it's, I'm finding myself. Then it's, we're healing separately. Next thing you know, boom, entanglement.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship. Now, in the process.
Bro, I can already see the Red Table reboot, the Curry Chronicles. Steph sitting there looking like he aged 20 years overnight while Ayesha's talking about her truth journey. And I'm not even saying that out of hate. I'm saying that as a warning. Once a woman gets addicted to attention and a man gets addicted to peace, that relationship gon' drift. Will and Jada started just like them. Young, rich, in love, soulmate energy, family image, Hollywood royalty, and slowly, bit by bit, public vulnerability turned into private resentment. And that's where the Curry story's headed if somebody don't hit pause. You can only keep spilling emotions publicly for so long before the audience starts feeding off your pain. They love broken love stories. It makes them feel better about theirs. So now your marriage becomes entertainment. And once that happens, it's done.
It's done. Okay? It's over.
That's why oversharing is so dangerous. It don't ruin you overnight. It bleeds you out slowly. It starts with interviews, then turns into memes, then ends with mutual respect, separate lives. We've seen this movie before, and I promise you, if Ayesha don't chill out, Steph gonna be the next man smiling through heartbreak on national TV. Nobody deserves that, not even the nicest man in basketball. So here's the truth bomb most folks won't say. It ain't too late. Ayesha just needs boundaries, real ones. The kind that save your marriage, not your engagement stats. You can share your story without exposing your soul. You can be vulnerable without being viral. That's the part people keep missing. Everybody want to live out loud, cool, but not every part of your life deserves surround sound. If she really want peace, she need to do 3 things. 1, build a green light list. Only talk publicly about topics that don't harm the family. Cooking, motherhood lessons, inspiration, fine. But no more Steph doesn't understand me interviews. 2, therapy, real therapy, not performative podcast therapy. Stop bringing strangers into the healing circle. Not every problem need an audience. And 3, rebrand. She got to remember who she was before the noise. Rebuild something of her own so her purpose don't depend on her husband's name or the algorithm's mood. That's how you fix the foundation. That's how you protect legacy. Cause let's be real, she already won the lottery. She got love, wealth, family, platform. All she gotta do now is shut up and build. It's not disrespect, it's discipline. Every word you say online builds your public tombstone. So if you gonna speak peace, not pity. That's the only way she avoids becoming another cautionary tale. And the only way Steph keeps his crown clean. You know what this whole situation really shows me? People don't ruin relationships overnight. They chip them away, one microphone at a time. Everybody want to be heard until they realize the internet don't care who gets hurt in the echo. And I ain't saying don't express yourself, but if the love's real, protect it, keep it sacred. Everything don't need to be a confession. Sometimes the best proof of self-worth is silence. I look at Ayesha and Steph, and I see two people who probably still love each other deeply, but one of them keeps talking while the other one keeps covering, and that never ends well. You can't protect someone who keeps handing the world the knife. 10 more years, maybe less. And if she don't fix that mic addiction, they gonna be sitting on a red couch somewhere talking about finding themselves apart. And we gonna be like, damn, we saw it coming. That's the real tragedy. Not divorce, not drama, but watching people lose peace because they couldn't keep privacy. So yeah, what y'all think? Is this harmless venting or low-key disrespect? Would you stay cool if your partner kept talking about your marriage online?
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Drop your thoughts below. I want to see who's really honest about this one. And if you like this breakdown, you already know what to do. Watch the next one that just popped up on your screen right now. That one goes even deeper. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.